Imagine for a moment that there exists a secret manual for navigating life. A book containing all the answers about which decisions to make, which paths to avoid, and whom to listen to in order to succeed. Sounds amazing, right? But what if I told you that this manual does exist, and it's profoundly wrong? Because this manual isn't written on paper. It's written in our minds. It has been writing itself with invisible ink, based on all the stories we've heard, the people we know, and the successes we admire. And it has a serious problem. It's missing all the pages about those who failed, those who didn't make it, those who disappeared in silence. Today, we're going to delve into the shadows of our own perception. Today, we're going to talk about a flaw in our brain that makes us underestimate danger and overestimate success. Today, we'll uncover survivorship bias. So, what exactly is survivorship bias? It is our tendency to focus only on the things or people that have survived a process, and in doing so, we completely ignore all those who didn't make it. Essentially, we focus on the winners and forget the losers, which completely distorts our view of reality. Let's take a classic example from World War II. During the war, the Americans wanted to better armor their planes to reduce the number being shot down. So, they studied the planes returning from missions and saw that they had many bullet impacts on the wings and tail. Simple logic said, let's armor these areas more. That's where they're getting hit the most. But a mathematician, Abraham Wald, realized something brilliant. He thought, we're only looking at the survivors. The impacts on the wings and tail are precisely the ones a plane can suffer and still return home. Those that don't return must be the ones that were hit in other areas, like the engine or the cockpit. Those are the truly critical points. And he was right. The bias was showing them only part of the story, the part of those who had survived. The real lesson was in the planes that never returned. Now, let's bring this into our daily lives. Don't we do the same thing all the time? Think about entrepreneurs. We open a magazine or go on social media and only see success stories. The young person who dropped out of college, founded an app in their garage, and is now a millionaire. These stories are inspiring, but they are the exception, not the rule. Survivorship bias hides the thousands upon thousands of entrepreneurs who failed, who lost their savings, and whom we never hear about. That is why we sometimes underestimate how risky it is to start a business and overestimate our chances of success. Another clear example is in music or art. We see the famous rock star, the influencer with millions of followers, and we think, what an easy life. But we don't see the tens of thousands of incredibly talented musicians working as waiters or content creators with 5 subscribers. We only see those who survived and made it to the top, which makes us believe it's much easier than it really is. Even in our health. If our uncle smoked his whole life and lived to 90, our brain uses that example, the survivor, to downplay the dangers of smoking, ignoring all the people who did get seriously ill or died because of it. Survivorship bias makes us believe that the world is less dangerous than it is, and that success is easier to achieve than it really is. It clouds our vision with examples of victory, silencing the cries of those who failed. How can we combat it? By being aware of its existence. Every time you see a success story, ask yourself, and how many didn't make it? When evaluating a risk, actively seek out information about those who didn't succeed, not just those who did. Look for the full stories, not just the happy endings. Understand that for every winner, there is an invisible crowd of losers from whom we can learn just as much, if not more. The next time you hear advice from someone successful, remember, their recipe for success might be incomplete, because perhaps what really made them succeed wasn't what they think, but simply the fact that they survived a path full of risks that took down many others. I hope this journey through the corners of your mind has been as fascinating for you as it was for me. Understanding survivorship bias is like putting on a pair of glasses that allows us to see the world in a more realistic, more complete, and ultimately smarter way. If this video opened your eyes, made you think, or if you simply enjoyed learning something new, do me a huge favor. Give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and share your thoughts in the comments. Tell me if you've ever been a victim of this bias without knowing it, or suggest other topics in psychology, logic, or curiosities you'd like us to cover in future videos. Your interaction is what helps this channel grow. See you in the next video. Until then, keep your curiosity alive.